back to Lessons with Lily. And today Dad has a saltwater fish tank and we're gonna work on this beautiful water filter. It's heavy.
This is the new water filter we got the other day. It's a reverse osmosis filter, which means it's going to take about 90 to 95% of the minerals and chemicals out of the water, out of our tap water. We're about to hook that up in our basement down here so that we can get fresh water for this fish tank. Now there are two times that we replace the water in a saltwater fish tank. One is from evaporation, because when the water evaporates out of the fish tank, it leaves the minerals and other chemicals in the tank. So we just replace the water with fresh water and it mixes itself. The other time is our monthly water change, when we take about 20% of water out of the fish tank and we have to replace it with 20% salt water, which we'll mix up from our RO filter here. So we're about to set that up and then get to work on our fish tank. You ready to set it up, Lily?
Yep.
All right, just a little pinch. Put it in, Elijah. Ooh, they're jumping right up at the top to get it.
Yep.
See him eating?
Can I do it one more time?
Yep, one more.
And then there we go. We fed the fish and now we're going to set up the filter. Yay!
So let's take off the nozzle here. We're going to put our connection on. Looks like it's the right size. That's good news.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we'd be headed back to the hardware store.
Yep.
All right, first of all, I'm going to just check and make sure we got water coming through it. And there we go.
So, Dad, while you're doing this, do you want to talk about the fish store that we're going to for the next video for my fish tank?
Yeah, the fish store that I went to get this pump from the other day, I thought was just a pump store, but when I got there, it's a giant fish store in the center of Israel, and they sell all of the baby fish to the pet shops all over the country. So there's an entire warehouse that's just lined with aquariums from one side to the other, fresh and saltwater aquariums.
Mm-hmm.
And we bought Lily's first few fish there to get her tank started, but I'm going to try and take her back next week to pick out some more fish.
For the video.
For the video. Okay.
I have a few neon tetras that I talked about in the other video, right?
That's right. So we're going to unscrew this and see how to. Okay. Get this connected, right? Now our filter should run properly.
Yep.
Okay, now you'll notice that we have three separate cords that are different colors on the filter. The blue one is where the water comes in from the faucet, and then the water is going to go through all three stages of the filter and up here and out through the pump. And this black one will discard bad water that's full of chemicals and minerals, and we'll run this one down the drain, so all the bad water goes down the drain. This yellow one over here is where we'll get our good water from, our reverse osmosis water. So we're going to run that one down into the bucket because we want to keep the RO water.
Great.
Ready to turn it on?
Yep.
First of all, let's check to make sure all the stages are tight, because the guy at the store told me that if it leaked, they might not be on there tight enough. So it feels like they're pretty tight.
This video is going to be kind of long. I can tell.
So let's go ahead and turn it on and see what happens here.
We've waited like 1,000 years, but it's running now, right?
Not 1,000 years, baby. It's more like 10 minutes or so.
We waited 10,000
wait
years.
a few minutes for the water to fill up the filter.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we got a little bit of a problem, because if you look down here, the piping of the sink isn't sealed very well, apparently. I've never actually used the sink before for anything. So as I'm running it, it's leaking underneath here, but I've got a separate bucket set up to catch the water so we don't flood the whole house. This is the good water right here. You see the yellow cord?
Yep.
So what we have to do is we fill this bucket at one time and pour it out, and that'll be cleaning out anything that was in the filter that we don't want in here.
Mm-hmm.
So after we pour that out, the second bucket that we run will be good water that we'll use in the tank.
That's quite full. And it just started going like 1 minute ago.
Yep.
So it's super full, the other bucket. Less full than this bucket.
It's going pretty good.
So while this is running, I'm going to put on a fish cam. So we have these test strips and we're about to test the water. So you see the one on the left is just normal tap water and the one on the right is filter water. So now let's put the test strips in. So I'm going to take 2 of these test strips and then we're going to put it in the water and then we're going to take it out for 60 seconds and see what we got. And when Dad tested it, he said it was like scary clean, so I'm excited to see.
And so that's the filtered water. Put it
Filtered
right by.
water.
Okay, so we got filtered water on the right. Put the top water on the left so we know which one's which. There you go.
Okay, so
Just
I
like
don't know that much about this, but what does it say to you?
We gotta wait about 60 seconds and then we'll check it.
I'm
So
patient.
the way that we test this is with the Sierra Quick Test strips. And on the back it's got a color coding that tells you how much of each chemical or mineral is in the water. And if you look close here, you got NO2, NO2, GH, which is general hardness. This is one of the things that we're testing for with the reverse osmosis process, because the general hardness should be just about 0 after it's filtered, which means it has almost no minerals in it. And then you got KH and pH. pH, of course, is the acid, the amount of acidity that's in the water. And KH is testing for a different type of hardness. So we'll see what we got in just a few seconds.
Okay, what do we have got? What do we got?
Okay, so first we'll look at the filtered water.
And I don't know what any of this means, so
Alright, sorry for the quick break. We had to move our test strips to a different location because we had them over here on the other side of the counter and there was some water on the counter which mixed with the test strip, so we got a false reading. But these are new test strips. If you look at the one on the right, you'll notice how the center 3 are green and the top 2 are shades of green and yellow and the bottom 2 are completely white. Over on the left you've got the tap water and you got multiple different colors. So if you look at our test tube here, when all the center ones are green, that's the general hardness and it's at 0, which means that there's no minerals in the water at all. It's exactly what we're looking for out of the RO filter. So this project has been a success and we've stored our water and we're now ready for a water change in the fish tank.